What's up, guys? It's Brian from mtmmix.com, and today we're going to be going over something that's going to save me a lot of time, as well as you engineers out there who are mixing for clients that you don't have in person. So what I'm going to go through today is how to properly send your mix files. I'm going to show you a video on how I would consolidate those files, make them into workable files, and make sure that they're sending the dry stem so you don't have any EQ, compression, or reverb or anything that you don't want on there that they did in their initial mix when they recorded it. We don't want those things. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it on the screen. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Alright, what's up, guys? So we got a session up here. You can see all the silence was cut up, and it's essentially just the audio clips that are going to be used for the song. Say, for example, this was something that you just finished tracking, and now you're ready to send it off to a mixing engineer. They're going to request that you have all of your tracks starting at 0, just for the sake of organization, so that way they don't have to line things up manually. And that way, when they put it into whatever DAW they're using, this is good for if they're running Logic, Ableton, Pro Tools, honestly any DAW. Everything will be lined up exactly how you intended it to line up when you were tracking it. So starting everything from 0 is definitely the most important part, I would say. All you really have to do is make sure that you select everything that is in your session. This includes the beat stems and any vocal stems that you might have. To do that, you could just click and drag, make sure that everything, as you can see, everything's not in there, so I'll drag this guy over a little bit. Make sure everything is in this gray area. Once you do that, you want to do what's called consolidate the tracks. You could either do it in the edit menu, or you could just simply hold Option Shift and 3, and that'll render your consolidated files and will create individual clips that all start at 0 for each one of your tracks. So let's just let this load out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So as you can see right here, we have all of these consolidated tracks now. Everything is starting from this initial 0, essentially the first measure of the song, and it goes all the way down. And they all have the same exact ending timestamp, and everything is lined up and how it's supposed to be. So the next thing you want to do is you want to export these files so that way you could send them the files, because right now they're just consolidated clips. You want to export them to a folder where you could send that folder to the engineer. So what you want to do, just go back and highlight all these clips again. You want to make sure that you have this clip list on the right open. If you don't, you could click this little drop down arrow on the top right and just select clip list. Mine's already open, so I don't have to do that. What you want to do once you highlight all of these tracks is right click on any one of these highlighted clips that are in the clip list. They all reflect the clips that you have going on here, and you want to right click and then go to export clips as files. It'll bring up this export selected window where you would choose wave so you don't lose any quality. Choose your bit depth and sample rate. Some engineers like 24, 48. It's usually different depending on the engineer that you're working with. And then choose your destination. So this is going to be where the files end up going. So for example, you just create a new folder and call it audio stems, and then you could just go ahead and select that. This resolve duplicate file name won't really be an issue for you if you're exporting everything to its own folder, so you don't have to worry about that. But after this, you could just go ahead and click export, and it will process all of these audio files and create dry stems that all start from 0. It's really as simple as that. A lot of people get a little bit confused. If you're working with instrument tracks, it's a good idea to actually print those out to audio tracks prior to doing this. You can't consolidate an instrument or a MIDI track and create an audio clip out of it just because it is a MIDI track. Therefore, there actually is no audio information in it. So you would have to print it out to an audio track first. But that's very simple. So if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments, guys. I'll be happy to answer. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you soon.
I did you wrong, I should confess, tell you the truth, that would be best. But I'm afraid, plus I'm ashamed, you should know why. I should explain, changing my mind, I'ma just lie. She'll never know, it'll be fine. Done it before and I'll do it again. I'm a terrible friend and a horrible guy.